Hello everyone, I'm Rafael from the Java Challengers Initiative, and today we're going to see a special challenger about the main functional interfaces from Java. And if you know how to use those functional interfaces, you're going to know how to deal with them for 99% of the possibilities of using a functional interface, because they are by far the most used interfaces. So let's then check the code. Let's see the code. Okay, so that's the challenger, and our goal here is basically to provide a Lambda on the first line of each functional interface. So we have here supplier, predicate, consumer, function, by function, unary operator, and binary operator. So as you know, supplier does one thing, predicate does another thing, consumer as well, and so forth. We have basically to provide a Lambda solution for each of those functional interfaces, and also to provide a method reference. It can be any method from the JDK, and that's pretty much it for this challenger. So we can solve this challenger together if you want to, and then we go until the end with this one. As I said, this challenger will be a bit different because we're going to be solving it one by one. This challenger is one challenger in the cooperative mode, okay?
So basically, we'll be solving it together as a team.
Yeah. So you can start. What do you think? What Lambda would work for this supplier? Just tell me the syntax.
Okay, so I would say double quotes and say Darth Vader.
Okay, nice one. Congratulations, it worked.
All right, thank you.
Our method reference. You're welcome. It can be also a constructor method reference if you want to.
Yeah.
The constructor method reference is used a lot on the map function, for example.
The string colon you.
Okay, now you're right. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Do you know why it's a string colon you? Do you know why that works?
Because I think the supplier like returns the same thing what you assign. So if you're assigning a new string, I mean string colon new is nothing but new string, which will then basically return an empty string.
Exactly. It's because it matches on the contract of a supplier. A supplier basically returns something. And as we declared here on our generics that we are returning a string, a new string is perfect for our situation.
Okay, great explanation, Fahad.
Yeah, great one, congratulations. Okay, so the next one is the predicate, how we can develop this Lambda.
If I'm not wrong, predicate, it's you have a string as a parameter and you need to return a Boolean. So I would say like open parentheses, Jedi, because we are on the vibe of Star Wars.
Okay.
Jedi equals a string Jedi, open quotes. Yeah.
That's it. It works perfectly. Now,
your turn.
Method reference.
Your turn, Fahad. I have a good one if you want some help, Fahad.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So would be string colon is empty.
Perfect. Yeah. Do you know why this one work?
I think it's the same way as Fahad explained it on the previous one. So I will get 90% of Fahad's set. So you need the string. You need the string. It's kind of, you just need a string instance that you will call the is empty, that does need any kind of parameter, and also will return a Boolean. So I would think that's why it's working.
Okay. Yeah. So that's perfect. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, we need a string instance here to make the isEmpty method work, and the isEmpty method returns a Boolean. So that's perfectly correct. Okay, next one on the consumer functional interface.
Open close bracket, arrow, I see. System.out, println, and then something in quotes. How about Mo be your supplier?
Okay, is there something missing here? If you want, we can go into the consumer interface. Is that going to be useful to you?
Yeah.
So as you can see, the the functional method from our functional interface receives one value and returns void.
I see. On the left side, we can just basically write some variable. Say, for example, saber, saber, saber.
Okay. Mo uses the saber.
Yep.
It's your turn, Rodrigo. Method reference.
Fahad make things easier for me. This one I was thinking about. Oh man, I don't know about this one. The previous one I know the mistake, but I kept to myself just to make Fahad take the mistake. But yeah, I will just follow the same thing that he said. System dot out colon println. Thanks a lot, Fahad.
Okay,
So
next one is the function.
Okay, we can get the example from the other challenge that is open parentheses Jedi, and then you can put Jedi concat Jedi. It's kind of weird, but anything anyway, it's Jedi concat to anything.
Perfect. Yeah, it works. Can you explain why it works?
Yeah, because the concat need an instance, right? That is a string, and that's why we put the Jedi, and then we need to return a string as on the same way. So that's why the concat will return a string. That's why a function asks for. The first one is the type of the parameter, and the second one the return type that we want. So
yeah, that's perfectly correct.
So now good luck, Fahad, with the method happen.
Oh man, be a processor, the first one, the first function. So be a processor colon is empty because it's a string.
So one thing here, Farah, is that the beer processor is actually the type of function.
Right.
So for that reason, we don't have the empty method. So we need a string to make it happen.
So colon toString?
Yeah, that would work because every object in Java has a toString method.
Well, you can probably put something like in double quotes, like a number. So say double quotes 12 colon toString. No.
Yeah, here the only thing is that we need a parameter here because on the toString method doesn't receive anything. And here we already have the instance. So there's nothing to pass to this function. That's why it's not working.
I see, okay.
But we can change something here very slightly that will make it work.
And that is pretty near.
Yeah, almost there. You're almost there, Farah. So just let's see again the function interface. So basically, it receives any type, any value here, and returns any value. That's it.
Okay,
so it's necessary to receive one parameter, and it's necessary to return one value as well. That's it.
Can we basically have 12 colon toString bracket 12? I don't know, to be very honest.
So Rodrigo.
Okay, so the thing that you are missing, Fahad, is just to change the function to some function that receive a string. So if we just put like 12 colon concat would work because it's a string, and then it's a function that receives a string too. So at least I think it would.
Okay, but
exactly, that works.
Okay.
So now concat receive a string. That is the thing that the function is trying to ask for, and then concat will return a string also. That's why the it's not couldn't be like a boolean of return as the string is empty on the predicate, because it expects an integer, but the return should be a boolean, and this case it's string.
But I thought that even toString will also return the string.
Yeah, it returns a string but doesn't receive anything. That's the problem.
Okay, so what is the slight difference what you were talking about, Rafa, which if we want to use toString?
I'm gonna show you. So the toString method doesn't receive anything, right?
Right.
But if we change here slightly to string, now we are receiving a string, correct? So in order to invoke the toString method, we need a string instance. then it matches exactly what we need here in our function. We need to pass one string and we need to return one string. So even though the toString method doesn't receive anything, we need an instance to invoke the toString method. And immediately the compiler recognizes that, and then, okay, we need a string to invoke the toString method, so it matches with our contract here.
So in that case, what if I would have told you, I mean, since I thought, okay, so I thought when I said double quotes 12, I thought that's a string, right?
Yeah, but the problem is that we already have the value here. We already have, so there's nothing to pass here because there is the value already.
Oh, okay. So okay. I see what you're saying.
But then when we say that, well, I need a string, but I don't have it yet, then the compiler will say, okay, so you need a string, so it matches on the contract of the function.
I see.
So
Okay.
I need a string and I return a string. That's it.
Okay. That was a good one. Thanks,
Thank you.
Rodrigo, for the pointer.
You're welcome, and I was also I was only thinking about the concat approach, but yeah, this other one about the string is even better to test our knowledge. Very good one.
Thanks.